Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today in support of 3 veterans bills the House considered this week and passed. I'd like my constituents to know how the House is working to better serve our veterans, and I want to specifically focus on the WINGMAN bill, which we passed. Mr. Speaker, enabling caseworkers to more efficiently handle the casework that we receive from veterans is critically important. Right now, my office, much like most members in Congress, is experiencing a tremendously high volume of phone calls and office visits about a multitude of issues, and I welcome that continued energy and interest from my constituents. But I also want to remind everyone that a central function of congressional district offices, perhaps its most important day-to-day function, is to be a clearinghouse for solving a variety of problems for our constituents and a resource to help them. And the caseworkers in our district offices do an exceptional job. That is why enhancing the tools available to caseworkers to more efficiently serve veterans can result in more cases being effectively administered and answers provided to veterans. This week, we took an important step in streamlining this process by passing the WINGMAN Act. This bill would allow caseworkers to access read-only versions of veterans' records without having to first contact the Department of Veterans Affairs. This is if a veteran grants their congressional office this access. It's important to note that casework staff is already trained to handle this sensitive information as part of their work to serve constituents who are veterans. I was pleased to support this bill and believe it will have a positive result for veterans seeking assistance from my office in Pennsylvania and veterans across the country. In fact, I did ask for some comment from caseworkers in my office in Wyomissing and Westchester, and I especially want to thank them for the above and beyond 110% effort that they are giving day in and day out, particularly at this point in time with such a high volume of phone calls and office visits. They are still getting their casework done, but this bill that we have passed the House will help them further in helping veterans. Jason, my Constituent Services Director, had this to say about the bill. The accountability piece is extremely important. This will allow us to see a more complete picture rather than just relying on what we're told by the VA. This should also help us triage the inquiries, thereby reducing the number of contacts we have to make to our VA liaisons, something they would probably welcome as well. Lisa from my Westchester office indicated that she also believes it's a great initiative. It's important to note the claims process is a lengthy one. It would be beneficial to be able to periodically check in on the record to monitor its progress. Most times veterans say they would just like to know that the VA lets them know that the claim is still being worked on rather than forgotten. It would let our office provide that information without the added steps of contacting VA employees. And Patrick from my Wyomissing office, a veteran himself, said that in my view it is an interesting concept which would allow us to move more swiftly from information gatherer to advocate for cases that legitimately warrant it. Oftentimes there is a significant lag time between placing the inquiry and receiving substantive feedback, at which time we will then have to make the judgment if further action is justified. It would also appear to hold the VA more accountable as well as to outside eyes, which is also very much needed. So it sounds good to me. And it also sounds good to me, and I believe it will do good for veterans across this country. And I'm pleased to see it pass the House and encourage the Senate to move swiftly on it.